Let's pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and legislative assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come to our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen. Good morning, honorable members. You are welcome to today's morning session. Clerk, take us through.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
At this point, may I invite Honorable Benjamin Kinyungu, Chairperson, Social Welfare and Sports Committee, to come forward and lay a paper. Honorable Kinyungu, any member holding brief for him? Honorable Catherine.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly today, Tuesday, 15th July 2025. Report of the Social Welfare and Sports Committee on consideration of the Machakos County Youth Empowerment Amendment Bill 2024. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
At this point, may I invite Honorable Vincent Mutie, Chairperson, Health and Emergency Services, to come forward and respond to a statement that was requested by Mary, Honorable Mary Ndena. Anybody holding brief for? Both are not present, and as a result,
I just wanted to bring to your attention, even the person who sought the statement is not the House, so we will never know whether they are, once it's read, whether it is satisfactory or not.
Sure. So
I think a point of information, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I think with the authority, I need to draw to the attention of members that we are growing a very interesting culture. A very interesting culture that with the kind of disgust that it calls for. When members go and task our table for a statement, and a statement is sought by a member, and a response is prepared by our relevant departments, and the seeker of the statement is not in the House, the person that is supposed to respond to the statement is not in the House, that now becomes interesting, Madam Speaker. We have had this last week. It is now repeating itself this week, and I think that is injuring the operations of the House. Madam Speaker, I think it calls for responsibility. Members of this House must be called to duty. Madam Speaker, you took us to a training in Mombasa. last week but one. And when we were going about the operations of the house, we realized that we are actually doing under our expectations.
Correct.
So it calls for duty members that we have to up our task. When you seek a statement, Madam Speaker, I want to challenge members to be in the house and listen to the responses that are being brought by our departments. Those that are supposed to bring the departments, our chairman of committees must be responsible. Madam Speaker, Mheshimiwa Kinungo is just walking in, and he has been about in the premises of the assembly. Madam Speaker, I want to report that I have shaken hands with the Honorable Vincent. He's around in the premises of the assembly, and we are wasting the assembly time. Let us be responsible, Madam Speaker. That is what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ngunga, for those comments. I also just want to throw my weight on that matter again. And it is something that has been discussed in the House business this morning, that we just have to take responsibility, personal responsibility, to know why we are in this, this third assembly, because we were elected and we were sent here by members of our respective wards to come and represent them. And one way of representing them is through oversight, through statements making, through notice of motion. And we are not doing that, because when you come and seek for a statement and you are not there when you are supposed to receive the response, and even the one who is going to give the response is also not there, I don't know why we have to take this business to the House business for balloting. And I think we have to decree today and declare that if you make your statement, bring your statement for any before the ballot committee, and you are not there to prosecute it or even to respond to it, then it shall not go back to the ballot committee until 6 months. I don't know whether it is an illegal decision or what, but I think it's just to make us strict to what we are doing and make us just adhere completely and comply with our standing orders. So let's take note that if you are not there to prosecute your statement or whatever business that you are brought to the House, if it is deferred, then it will take a long time before it comes to this committee. And I'm sure it will not serve the purpose it was meant to serve, isn't it? Some statements even are overtaken by events. They are sought, they are responded to, they are overtaken by events because the event that you are making a statement about has already passed. So members, let's be serious with our work. Honorable Mwanga.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for catching my eye. Madam Speaker, I want to echo the statement and support the statement or the issues which have been raised by the Deputy Leader of Minority.
Point of information, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honorable, yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think we are all out of order to some extent because, Madam Speaker, point of informations and point of orders are not done to the Speaker. So there is no member who is being given that point of order. So I think all of us now, we need to follow our standing orders and agree that it's not time that we can now be debating on that. Because when I wake up and say it's a point of information, it means that I'm informing the Speaker, and the standing orders doesn't allow that. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much.
Madam Speaker, I did not raise on a point of information, neither did I stand on a point of order, but I raised my hand and you cast my eye. Madam Speaker, I want to echo the statements of the Leader of Minority. It is true that we should not be seeking statements here, and when they are supposed to be replied to, the seeker of the statement and the person who is supposed to read the statement, both are not in the House. However, Madam Speaker, let's not say once the seeker of the motion, the seeker of the statement, and the person who is to reply are not present, we should give it 60 days before it comes back to the House. Remember, we seek this statement for the interest. I think we seek these statements not for the interest of individual members, but for the interest of the people who send us to this House. So I think we should be giving it a second chance. Maybe if the House Business Committee is sitting, the following week, the same statements, they be allocated time. So doing it after 60 days, it will be punitive to the people who send us to this house. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. I think we can, we have addressed this matter, and I'm sure all of us have taken note of what we have said. So let's leave this matter and proceed to the next matter. The next statement is a response by Honorable Vincent Motier, Chairperson, Health and Emergency Services, and it had been requested. It had been requested by Honorable Maitha. I don't know, what do we do with this one? Honorable Motier, I hear is within the presence.
I can take brief for the chair. I can take brief for the chair.
You can take.
Yes.
Proceed.
Yes. The speaker has allowed me, so I don't think it's debatable. Okay.
Proceed, Majority Leader.
I've not even begun.
Let him go. Proceed, so that we can have.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
sorted.
Thank you, Madam
Please,
Speaker.
Please.
Honorable Speaker, on 4th March 2025, a statement was sought by the Honorable Dominic Maitha, member of the County Assembly for Mudhwani Ward, regarding the construction and completion of Kamulu Dispensary, in which he requested the following. 1. What step has the Department of Health done to ensure its completion? Number 2. When was the project initiated, its current budget absorption rate, and completion rate as per the project bill of quantities? Honorable Speaker, in response to the above statement, provide a letter reference MKS, it's a very long reference, as noted, dated 13th March 2025. The committee requested information from the Chief Officer, Health Facilities and Infrastructure Development, and the department responded via the letter, that reference, dated 19th March 2025 as follows. The project was initiated in financial year 2013-14 at contracted sum of 13,001,100. The contractor was paid Kenya shilling 5,495,745, which is 42.3% for the first certificate, but the project stalled in the financial year 2014-2015, and the contract has since expired. Steps in place to ensure completion. The Department of Health, in collaboration with the Department of Public Works, has carried out site visits and developed a bill of quantities. During financial year 24-25 budget, the project was not included in the current projects due to limited resources allocated to the department. The department is ready to undertake the project upon allocation of funds. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Majority Leader. That is a statement, a response to a statement, and I would ask at this point Honorable Dominic Maitha to state whether the response is satisfactory.
Honorable Speaker, before I respond, I think our standing orders are very clear. A committee's report can only be responded by a member of that committee in the absence of the chair and the vice chair. But because you had already given the direction and the majority leader is the leader of the government business, I wish to uphold
information, Madam Speaker.
I wish to uphold his response.
Proceed.
If he's a member of the committee, well and good.
Let the majority leader say what it is that they want to say.
Madam Speaker, this is not a report. This is a response to a statement sought. And I think as the leader of the government, it's only fair that we don't delay these so many things. by confusing a response to a statement and a report. I did not read a report. I read a response to a statement sought. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. But the fact is very clear. A response directed to a committee can only be responded by the chair, the vice chair, or a member of that committee. I'm not new to these standing orders. I'm a guru in them. All the same, the response has been given, and I'm not satisfied, Madam Speaker, because whatever the majority leader has responded to me, and whatever is on the ground, it is hell and earth. Totally different things.
Thank you.
So I'm not satisfied with that response. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Maitha.
Point of order, Madam Speaker, or rather information.
Okay, proceed.
I think, Madam Speaker, as Mheshimiwa Dominic says, he's a guru in this thing, but he also needs to be informed because once a response has been read from a department, it is not a question of whether you agree with it or not. It must be factual. He must pinpoint areas that he does not agree with that report, so that the department also gets to understand, as they respond, which areas do they need to address. It is just not a matter of emotion, feeling, because I have heard that some amount of money was paid, some work was done. It is up to the member who saw the statement to tell the House what areas is it that he does not agree with the response, so that as you refer it back to the department knows the areas to address too. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I think I heard Honorable Maitha say how far is not satisfactory, but you can shed light more.
Madam Speaker, it started way back when I wrote a letter to that department expressing my concerns on the destruction nature that is happening to that hospital after it was done and left. And ever since then, the response was never given to date, even after writing a letter to the department, which I can produce before this assembly. I then proceeded to seek a statement. And what has been responded is only on what steps has the Department of Health done to ensure its completion. They have not taken any steps. Because what they are saying, the department is ready to undertake the project upon allocation of funds. We have just concluded the budget. In the budget, there was nothing to show that the department has allocated funds to that project. So there is no commitment. And I wish, Madam Speaker, to say, the ululation that I'm trying to hear from some members here at the backbenchers should first listen first and grasp the information before they raise their ululation, Madam Speaker. So, Madam Speaker, the issue of the position, yes, they have given the position when the project was started, yes. How much has been paid up to now, but they have said their response is open. So it means even 2027, when they get funds, is when they can do the project. There is no commitment at all. It would have been substantiated or supported by a document showing that in the just concluded budget that we have passed, we have allocated 10-15 million shillings to this project, but there is no commitment whatsoever. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. The statement is not satisfactory to the seeker of the same, and as a result, I recommit the same statement to the same committee to do thorough job, to do good work, investigate in details issues that the seeker has raised in his response, and then bring a response to this House within 14 days? Within 1 month. That takes us to 15th of August. So that is the ruling of the Speaker. Let's proceed. Next order.
Order number 8, motion, approval of report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of County Assembly of Machakos for the year ended 30th June 2022.
This matter is a continuation of the same debate which we had commenced on 8th of July, and we did not proceed to conclusion. I would like to invite the mover of the motion, that is Honorable Philip Ndolo. In his absence, Honorable Philip Ndolo is here. Sorry, you are not there the other day, so Honorable Ruth was very kind to you, he took over. So what we need is that you refresh members. We had actually highlighted the report, but I'll request that you refresh us members before we debate, and you can just go straight to the observations and recommendations. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Honorable Philip Mtuandolo, representing Mitaboni Ward. Report of the Auditor General on financial statement of County Assembly of Machakos for the year ending 30th June 2022. Madam Speaker, as you have said, this report was tabled, and I would just request to go to the committee recommendations. Honorable Speaker, after considering the above general observation, the committee makes the following general recommendations. A, in relation to the query on variances between financial statement and integrated financial management information system, IFMIS, ledger, the committee recommends as follows. 1, that the Assembly should ensure full compliance with government financial management regulation by using IFMIS in preparation of all future financial statements for the purpose of ensuring accuracy. 2, the Assembly should reconcile the variances between the financial statements and the IFMIS values and forward the reconciled statement to the Auditor General for verifications. 3, there is need for the Assembly to strengthen its internal control through regular internal audits and timely reviews of financial data before submission for auditing to prevent such variances from recurring. B, on the query on unsupported expenditure and the use of goods and services, it was recommended that 1, the supportive document for the queried expenditures should be forwarded to the Auditor General for verifications and subsequent action. C, in relation to the query on misstatement in exchequer receipts, the committee recommends that all assemblies in the country, through their respective departments on finance, should have an engagement with the National Treasury to address issues of the late disbursement of funds that has occasionally crippled programs and projects within the country. 2, the Senate should develop a legislative framework to ensure financial independence of county assemblies, and this will ensure timely receipts of funds and preventing similar queries of exchequer miss. He recommended that 1, pursuant to Section 81 of the Public Finance Management Act, 2012, the accounting officer should ensure timely preparation of reconciliations to help to detect any variances before the end of any financial year. 2, the Assembly should invest integrating the IPD and Excel system to ensure that all payrolls data are accurately captured, processed, and reported consistently. A single automated system will reduce errors and discrepancies in tax reporting. E, on query on expenditure without budgetary provision, it was recommended that 1, the accounting officer should prepare an amended financial statement with full disclosure notes on the issues raised in the query and forward to the Auditor General for verification to necessitate closure of the query. F, on query on budget control and performance, the committee recommends that 1, whenever projects are underfunded, the county executive should initiate earlier consultations with the county assembly for the budget realignment in accordance with section 154 of PFM Act 2012. This will enable reallocation of funds to ensure priority projects are implemented within financial year. G, on query on pending bills, it was recommended that 1, the Assembly should exercise its budgetary mandate and prioritize payment of these pending bills to mitigate potential legal risk, and clear timeline should be established for the payment of all the outstanding bills. 2, pursuant to the provision of section 53, subarticle 1 of Public Audit Acts 2015, the committee recommends that the accounting officer should, within 90 days after approval of this report, take the relevant steps to implement the recommendation in this report, or give an explanation in writing why the report is not implemented. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I now invite members to debate this motion. The floor is yours, members. Honorable Ondeti.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand here to make just one comment. First, to say that I've listened cleanly on the committee's observations, and I commend them for taking time to go through the report and at least highlight on some of the issues that some of us have been affected by, like implementation of projects. You have heard that there has been delays in releasing of funds by the National Treasury. And that brings me to what I wanted to also maybe seek some clarification from the committee, from the chair, on number, I can read it. Her Excellency, the Governor of Machakos, through the Council of Governors, COG, should engage the National Treasury to establish a Directorate of Finance in the National Treasury to deal with the county financial matters. Maybe I would seek some further clarification because I did not understand that bit. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Minority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to comment on the report. As you can see, the report got a qualified opinion in terms of audit. And Madam Speaker, this puts to question because some of the items that are being looked at, they are just straightforward accounting items that needs to be matched. So we need to check whether our internal control system and the accounting department are conversant with what they are supposed to do, or even get a refresher, because on the executive side, I normally see the finance department, from time to time they are normally refreshed, and accounting is constantly evolving on day-to-day basis. So that needs to be checked, because something like pay, that's a straightforward item. It's either you submitted or you didn't submit. So where the process are emanating from is something that makes us wonder. And secondly, Madam Speaker, we are in the year 2025, July. And that's when we are getting the Assembly financial report for the year ended 30th June 2022. So I don't know whether it's a manpower gap or is it a deliberate. When are we going to get the report for 2023, 2024, 2025? Now, at least if we were discussing the 2024 report, then that will make sense. But we can't be the oversight body that is supposed to oversight the other organs of the Machakos county governments, yet we are not being compliant in terms of ensuring that we adhere to the controls that have been set in place. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member, and I think that is a very important point you brought. The committee should be in telling us how come we are dealing with 2022 matters, when are we going to get to deal with 2023, 2024, and 2025. We are headed to 2026. So in your response, Chair, please address those concerns. Honorable Maida.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. How I wish that the public is not listening to us out there, but unfortunately it is. And as they say, you cannot cook your own food and serve yourself as well. If this assembly is dealing with 2022, 2023 matters, what about the public interest there when we are at 2025, 2026? You know, Madam Speaker, we need to lead by example. Because bringing a report of the assembly, almost 4 years, 3 years down the line, Madam Speaker, it means there's a serious disconnect somewhere. In fact, this assembly should be now tabling the 2023, 2024 audited reports. And Madam Speaker, we need now to really ask ourselves, if us as an assembly we cannot be able to handle our matters timely, are we equal to the task to handle public matters, and especially that public that sent us to this assembly? And Madam Speaker, and I've always told my colleagues, time is rushing up. Honorable Kisila always reminds us about time. We usually get very beautiful messages on our phones. You will attend committees on Monday. You'll be retreating on Friday to next week. You get an RTTGS transfer, a very sweet message. And I'm telling you, Madam Speaker, a time is coming when we'll be missing those messages. And ask ourselves and blame ourselves and say, we wish we would have perfected and done much better. And that time is coming. And it is not available unless we change our way of doing things. Madam Speaker, this assembly needs to be at the front line in leading in terms of its responses anything that touches this assembly, Madam Speaker, should be handled so that we can set a good example, even to the executive wing. It is very unfortunate. Two things that I've captured from the report. The committee has recommended that the Senate proceeds to do legislation so that they can accord the so-called financial autonomy. And I can confirm, Madam Speaker, the bill for financial autonomy is already passed, awaiting presidential consent. Once it is assented by the president, then we believe and strongly hope that some of the queries that have been raised will be addressed. And that comes with a responsibility as well, Madam Speaker. Once funds are released directly to the county assemblies, it is upon the accounting officer to ensure they budget properly ahead, so that they don't come here telling members, we are unable to process your payments, your dues, your everything. We are not able to do projects in the assembly because we have not received the fund. It is upon them to budget themselves. There is another recommendation that says the county assembly needs to consult with the executive in terms of underfunding of projects in the county assembly. That is serious inefficiency. The executive has no room in deciding the cost of a project in this assembly. When we are doing a budget, it is upon the accounting office and the relevant departments to come up with budgets that are realistic, achievable, and attainable. You cannot quote the construction of a toilet in an assembly at 100,000 shillings, and then later on you come and tell us it is costing 1 million shillings. That means somebody somewhere in his or her office is not doing our work. It is incompetence of the highest order. So we cannot blame the executive for incompetencies in the assembly, if there are any. So that should be what? Finally, this issue of pending bills, Madam Speaker. We sat here last year and gave the executive monies to pay pending bills. Now, we are being told again the county assembly has pending bills. Madam Speaker, time has come when we at this house that anytime we are passing any supplementaries or any budget regarding payment of pending bills, Madam Speaker, at least has to be tabled before this assembly so that we can approve, knowing who is supposed to be paid what. Madam Speaker, we have members of the public that offer services to this county. The county assembly included. Way back, drawing almost 6-7 years down the lane. They have never been paid today, Madam Speaker. And the service that was rendered or offered less than 5-6 months ago is already paid, Madam Speaker. As I don't want to go to the executive's issue, I want to draw back to the assembly. Madam Speaker, the issue of pending bill is even injuring our own staff in this assembly. We have staffs who have pending bills drawing back to almost 2-3 years down, Madam Speaker. They went to retreat to facilitate committees. They did work and they have never been paid, Madam Speaker. What strategy is this house putting in order to ensure that our staffs are compensated up to date? We need the accounting officer to tell us that. So, Madam Speaker, as we also hold the executive wing of the government accountable, we also need to hold the county assembly wing that is vested with the responsibility of ensuring that the county assembly budget is implemented and done as it is. Tell us what are the outstanding, pending, or unpaid dues to our staff, so that if they bring a budget here, we know how much money they have allocated for the same. Madam Speaker, we cannot continue doing buildings around. We cannot continue doing renovation. Yet people used their monies to go to retreats to facilitate members and they have never been compensated. That is great inhumanity, Madam Speaker. And this has to be addressed. After all, if there was a provision that is the development budget could be supplemented to recurrent budget to repay, so be it. We have a chamber that we can transact for the rest almost 30 years. We cannot continue doing buildings, yet our staff are going home with debts. Some of them applied for house loans, car loans. They cannot access because the assembly does not have funding for that. Madam Speaker, this has to come to an end. We must go back to the drawing board and ask ourselves how much money this county assembly is owned by pending and paid bills by both staff and even people who delivered services. Madam Speaker, we could be using this chamber today. Yet the owner of the service provider who provided chairs and the systems around is being handled by the doctors in hospitals.
Sure.
Or being auctioned. Madam Speaker, we have to be genuine. So if this assembly cannot set a precedence, then we better not even go and ask anything from the executive. Let us start from the assembly and ensure that we clear all pending debts, if possible, by the end of this year. And if even possible, in the next 3 or 4 months, so that every staff who works this assembly feels motivated. Madam Speaker, even as honorable members, when we don't receive those RTTJ's messages, you can see the temperatures and the environment in the house. It is not one of the best. But when everything is sorted, the environment is very friendly. Other differences may come in. But that RTTJ's message means a lot to the honorable members. We also need the same replicated to our staff without any excuses. As I've said, as I finalize, we cannot continue constructing. Yet, our people are going home empty. Our people are being auctioned because they have pending debts. So, Madam Speaker, as I support this committee reports, I want to ask of the committee and all other committees that we need to get these timely responses so that we can be able to act on them. But on the matter of pending bills, Madam Speaker, especially in the Assembly, we must address that to finality. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Maitha. Before I authorize Honorable Brian to take up, I think I want to comment on the issue of the pending bills, especially for the staff of this assembly. And without much ado, I want to direct the County Assembly Service Board to address that matter as a matter of urgency. It is so directed. Thank you, Honorable Brian.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. First of all, I'd like to start by being positive that some good things are happening. In fact, I want to commend the CASIB for the renovations going on in the Assembly. They are very good. At least we are going to leave something. We are going to leave a mark in this Assembly. We were going to leave with nothing. But now there is something which is going on, which is very good. At the same time, at the same time, I want us to honestly find out what is the problem and why are we going wrong. And this is purely a matter of liaison committee to find out why our reports coming so late to this assembly. Why are we discussing a report 2022? And that we have our chairman liaison, and maybe after this we need to sit down, and as chairman we need to evaluate ourselves. Why are we chairmen of committees? Are we living to the expectations of this house? And are we doing the work which is supposed to be done? Majority Leader always tells me not to remind him the days, but we have got 2 years, 0 months, and 23 days remaining. And it is not just to Majority Leader, it is to everybody who is elected, because all of us who are in this house are elected. No, even if you are elected. So it is 2 years, 0 months, 23 days. And what legacy are we going to leave behind? And even when you see the commitment of members, and I'm happy members today you have come, but the commitment of members is wanting. It is wanting, Madam Speaker. Yesterday even I was in committees, and you see committee attendance is wanting. Members, it will reach a time when you, and I'm not a prophet of doom, it will reach a time when you'll be missing this assembly. God always several Washimiwas talk about issues here. But let me tell you, God has given us a chance to serve our people. And God has a way of punishing those who don't do the work God has given them. So it is a wake-up call to everybody. We always continue. We are very good at pointing fingers at people. But they say, when you are pointing a finger at someone, please know, 4 are pointing at you. We have got serious committees. We have a health committee. We have transport committee. We have finance committees. We have DU and urban development committees. We have lands committees. And we have serious issues. Even when statements are sought, people don't even reply. I sought a statement here a year ago on our position of our land which was going. That statement has never been replied. I don't know who is sitting on it. Our property was being grabbed. I sought a statement from the lands committee, which I sit, and I've been pushing them. What is the problem? But the problem is no one is responding. So, members, it is not late. And they say, there's a Kamba saying which says, the early of a fool is when they wake up. Members, can we wake up and actually do our work? We have got water committee, boreholes are not working. We've got serious committees which are here. I am urging members who are here and chairmen who are here. We might have to get into the nasty business of closing the books so that people can actually understand their work. We might need to get that level. Chairman of Alliance Committee, we might need to get to that level. And if people don't want to come, and Mheshimiwa will always tell you, atakwambia, you look at this assembly, museme ni tulikuwa pale. So, what I'm appealing to all members, and let us do our work. We have got bills which are here. We have got policies which are here. We have got, and I'm not behaving like I'm the holier than thou. I'm also a culprit. But I have made up my mind, let me tell you, in those 2 years, and please hear me properly, in those 2 years, unless it is absolutely necessary, I will never miss, and I've committed myself. I will never miss any committee, and I'll never miss any plenary. Yes, you can see even, look. And there are those of us who are perpetual absentees. And we must start naming these people now. Because why are they there? And why are they being paid? So, Madam Speaker, it is actually, I'm just appealing to everybody. And if a report is coming 2 years, 3, 4 years later, I think we are lacking something. And there's something wrong going on. And something needs to be done now. And it's a high time. And I think we need, Madam Speaker, I will take this and I will table it to my chairman, Liason. We are going to come with a radical approach to the way we are going to do things. Whoever feels that they cannot meet to that radical approach we are going to do, let them go and form their own assembly. Because as committees, we need to ensure that we do the work properly. Issue of pending bills, issue of IFMIS, those are serious issues we need to look at. And we need to help. Let me tell you, we need to help the executive do their work. The only way you can help the executive is highlighting the good things they are doing and also highlighting the shortcomings. And the only way you do that is through committees. Let us also come and table a report here as Liaison. Who is not working? Who is not performing? And when you appointed chairmen, we didn't know each other. Now we know each other, and we know capabilities of people. You will not continue being a chairman or a vice chairman just for the sake of being a vice chairman and chairman. It is a high time also we make radical approach to the way we are managing committees. Yeah. You cannot just be bragging, Mimi ni chairman, hey, I'm a chairman. What are you chairing? And you're not even delivering anything to the committee. So performance appraisal, the governor is on a performance appraisal. The CECs are on performance appraisal. The chief officers are on a performance contracting. All of us also have a performance contracting mechanism. It is a high time, I think, members, that we just stand up and say, God has given us a chance to work, and we have got time, and it is not late. Within 2 years, we can do a lot together. Within 2 years. And I hear what Mheshimiwa Dominic is saying. Those kind of responses by the executive on statements, some of them are too shallow. And even, you see, the issue is that before it is tabled here, the chair of that committee should have sat down with the respective CEC so that the statement can be answered properly. You don't just wait until a response has come. If the response is not satisfactory to the committee and to the chairman, they should return it back to the executive so that we have a detailed analysis. So, Madam Speaker, we have time. Some good things are happening. A lot also needs to be done positively. At the same time, Madam Speaker, CASIB also needs to do their work. I was shocked. I was called on Saturday at 5 p.m. I've been told that curtains are being put in our offices. And I had to go and see what they are doing. And I went there. They did a good job in my office on curtains. We are seeing a lot of furniture here. A lot of our offices don't have furniture. We can't even meet our people. So a speed of ensuring things are being done by CASIB also needs to be. We have seen a lot of furniture you have bought, which is very good. So can we work very fast so that offices of Waheshimiwas can look like offices? We are looking like, sisi nageti kama nageti chini. I sit on a plastic chair, yangu iliharibika. I don't know about other members, if your offices are okay. They are same, yeah? So, Madam Speaker, because we have bought those furniture, and since we have a new financial year, and also, Madam Speaker, let CASIB also go around. Iangalie vile tunakaa na ituchunge. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. On that account, I direct that the County Assembly Service Board looks into the issue of furniture of the ward offices and furnish them, if there is budget to that effect. Thank you. Okay.
Madam Speaker, you have given a very good direction.
Point of information, Madam Speaker.
On that matter, and there's something I want to seek your intervention.
Point of information, Madam
Speaker, if you don't mind.
him.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for
I have
protecting
allowed
me.
him.
There is an issue, Madam Speaker, that also need to be in tandem with what you have said about the issue of county assembly offices. Madam Speaker, we are now almost in the 3rd year. We have staffs in our offices that have never received any induction, anything. Madam Speaker, can you also see into it? Our staffs are also human. So can you see into it and see, as they also think about the issue of our offices? We have staffs in our offices that have never received any induction, any training, nothing, totally. They only see us going and coming back, but they have nothing attached to them to their assembly, other than their salaries. Thank you.
I think CASIB is listening and it will take up. Honorable Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I'm just worried. We were discussing about an audit report that was laid before this House.
and we have digressed.
The previous 3 speakers have not touched anything or dwelled so much on the report, and I'm afraid what is being said, I'm not saying it is not important. It is very important, and it matters, but let's go back to the audit report. Sure. And if you allow me, I'll just give my contribution in regard to the audit report.
Okay, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. First of all, Madam Speaker, I want to say, as to the question of how many years are remaining before we go home or we come back, it was obvious that time will lapse. It was obvious that time will lapse. So as to the question of whether it is 2 years, time is coming when it is going to be 1 week, because that is time. And it will lapse anyway. So personally, I'm not worried. I'm only worried if I'll get a good report card that warrants me to come back or not. I'm not worried whether times is going to lapse or not. Number 2, I wish what is being preached here is what we practice. In regard to reports, we are a victim, and I would say we are a victim of our own making. All of us, not only the audit committee, the PAC. And Madam Speaker, you chair the House Business Committee.
How many times have we reballoted for a report to be brought? How many times? Even today in the morning, we were saying we are not sure. So members, don't point blame or apportion blame to anyone. We are a victim of our own making and circumstances. So unless, as all of us are saying, we serve our people and remember the oath we took, I don't think we have a lot of leeway. I keep saying, there is that machine there. We introduce it today. Tomorrow, the whole team of leadership in this house is condemned that we are treating as our children. So I don't know what mechanism we are going to use to make sure we bring the report in time, so that, because I can bet you $1. The chairman of PAC can tell you maybe he has all the reports as recent as maybe 6 months report, but they are piling because every time we ballot, we reballot and we reballot and reballot. So let's be honest with each other. I'm only going to make my contribution on issue of pending bill.
So what is the solution to that problem that you've just said?
The solution is to look each other straight in the eyes, and you, especially Madam Chair, and stamp your authority and say, for example, direct that vitabu zifungwe na zifungwe. You resolve that. We are retreating to Nairobi. If the majority leader doesn't come to Nairobi, he should not be paid. He should not be paid. No, I'm on camera and saying we are victims of our own making, and we might be sharing to the public our own problems, and they are laughing at us there. So let us only be honest with ourselves. Madam Chair here doesn't have a rod that he can spike you with and tell you must come to Nairobi tomorrow. Your own conscience should let you come to Nairobi without being, earn your money justifiably. That is what I'm saying, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.
But I know, Madam Speaker, you have all the legal instruments and perhaps human instrument. You don't, if sometimes you are very, very, you take us to the narrow path of law, it might, I don't want to speak on that matter. But I know you know what I mean.
Sure.
On the issue of pending bill.
I think I'll take that narrow path of
narrow
law.
Path.
And do you know that narrow path of law is very, very bad, in the sense that, let me say what it says. I just need to pick the list and look at the times you have not attended plenary. They don't have to be consecutive 8 sittings. They can be scattered. And you have lost your job. You have lost your job. You go home. That's a way of recalling an MCA. Let me tell you, members. It's so easy. But I am also human. I feel like if I send this member home, what happens? So don't take advantage of my being nice, members. Let's just do this work together and do it in the right way. I've not really struck my whip properly because I thought I was sympathizing with you. You'll change. You'll come to your senses and change. But it appears it is not happening. Instead, you want me go home. Instead of me, I'm sympathizing with you, but you want me to go home. So, I'll think about it, and I'll strike
Madam
it.
Speaker.
And it is not going to be nice, members. So, personal reflection for now. If it is not working, I am going to strike that whip. And I don't really need to have 8 consecutive sittings. It's just scattered. I pick one that happened this day. I pick another. They become 8. I send you home. But I'm also a human being and I fear God. Yeah, so let's just take personal responsibility.
Yeah, Madam Speaker.
I was on the floor.
I
was on the floor, and please send these members down the narrow path.
Yes.
They are not even listening to you.
Madam Speaker, please.
I am on the floor, Madam
Proceed,
Speaker.
Honorable Majority Leader.
Honorable members,
be careful. You can go to the narrow path.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm saying, in terms of pending bills, which has been picked by so many audit reports across the departments, let us remember these pending bills are historical. They have not been accrued by this administration. In fact, if we prorate, if that is good English, prorate the rate of accruing the bills from the first administration, 10 years, and this administration, the first administration really accrued so much bills. And you know, every administration have its own priorities, has its own priority. I'm not saying the pending bill should not be paid, but we must also know that the current administration exists, first of all, to serve people, including paying, the pending bills. If you look at the issue that, the statement that was sought by Mheshimiwa Dominic, it was talking of a project that was done in 2014, 2015. I am not saying it should not be done, should not be included as a project in the current administration, because we must always find money, value for money for the public, money that is spent. So I think we need to look at it from a non-partisan point of view and non-political point of view. The question of pending bills should not be looked from a political point of view. It has to be looked from what are the priorities, and is that pending bill that is being requested for really a real pending bill, or is a question of a dubious project that only exists on paper? So let us be critical. Think through the whole issue of pending bills, because some people really are suffering outside there, but others, I can tell you, they are projects that exist only on paper. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
That is a key, and it is important. However, I want to say that the issue of pending bills, especially the last 1 year, let's say, for example, 2024, 2025. The previous bills, we found them here. There was a lot. But there is something that triggered the pending bills for 2024, 2025. And do you know what it is, members? It is about just not getting, for example, the pending bills that have been accrued in this particular county assembly of Machakos. You realize that we have requisitioned from the executive the money that is required for this particular month, both recurrent and development, but you'll get even a quarter of the money. So when the money comes here, recurrent takes the day, and it is not even the entire recurrent, it's just a bit of the recurrent. So bills, especially for allowances, now started accumulating. And that is how we find ourselves with a lot of bills, yet we think we are budgeted for this particular item. For example, we find that there is a bill pending because we have received very little money from the executive, and we have paid that little money. So the rest of the items that were requisitioned for, they have not been paid. So it becomes a bill, and it continues like that until. So there we have, there's some level of, if that assent is conducted by His Excellency, the President, and we get autonomy, financial autonomy, we may have some relief. However, there is so much that happened before we came here, and we are struggling with it. So anyway, members, I just want to say that there is some contribution the last few months coming this way, 2024, 2025. Let's continue with our debate. Honorable Minority, Deputy Minority, then Honorable Monga.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think I raised to support the report that has come, though belated, Madam Speaker. This is a report of 2022, and that raises a lot of concern. So, Madam Speaker, I've just been consulting with the chairman and finding out why these reports have been coming late. And I think he wants to apportion the blame to the House Business Committee, not balloting his business. I don't know whether that is factual. As he is responding to this matter, I want him to raise the issues, because he tells me He has a report ready for 2023. He has a report ready for 2024 with him. And this is what, Honorable Speaker, we are raising issues about. Because when you now bring us a report of 2022, surely, what are we supposed to say about it when you have another one for 2023, which has not been debated here, and a recent one of 2024? We might be talking about issues that are already been swept under the bridge. And so, Madam Speaker, I think, as Mheshimiwa Brian has been saying, and my colleague leader here, we need to raise up to the occasion. And we must know the issues of the plenary and the issues of Kamukunji.
Sure.
There are issues that have been raised here and taken a lot of time here that are issues of Kamukunji. Madam Speaker, whatever you say, the narrow way is the way to go.
Thank you.
You cannot keep telling us that we have standing orders that are here, they are not being followed. Members just want to do things that they want to do it. We must go. And the right way is following the law. The law is here to be able to guide people on what to do. So, Madam Speaker, I'll be asking the chairman of PAC, because soon we shall be having patches. We shall be asking members to vote, to pass a vote of no confidence. At one time, Madam Speaker, I was the chairman of the delegated committee, and I was removed there for no good reason, political. This time now, Madam Speaker, we shall be expunging members from committees based on incompetence. Because if you bring a report here for 5 years, that we will be looking at the quality of that chairman. We have raised committees. In fact, I sit in 3 committees that we have raised issues about the chairman there. Someone does not attend the meeting. When he attends the meeting, does not even know what is happening. So at the end of the day, Madam Speaker, that injures my performance as an individual member, because we work in a community. So then I will not wait to be blamed for what is supposed to be ours collectively. Let us not just be able to raise and sit in positions for the sake of it, as Mheshimiwa Brian has said. You say you are chairman of this, but your performance is not showing that. Members have been ready to even assist where a chairman is not competent enough. But, this is what brings us here. Madam Speaker, notice we are live. The whole nation is listening to us, discussing about our own incompetencies. Then I am happy, Madam Speaker, you have said that you are going to go to the narrow way. Nobody is worried about that. Yes. There are members who have not been in this assembly for a year plus.
Thank you.
Surely, what are you telling me?
Thank you.
There are members, and I can quote, I don't want to go that way, but there are members who have not been here for a year. Nominated by parties, others elected by a region. So what are you trying to tell me? And you find this member yelling in a baraza. This is where you are supposed to discharge your duty. Your people are seeing you live. You don't come to the assembly, but you attend the funerals. I think it takes a precedent. The assembly takes a precedence. The committees take a precedent.
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
While you do not want to inform me,
point of order, it's a point of order, Madam Speaker. Yeah. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think there is a member who said that you cannot have a cake and cook a cake and eat it yourself. The honourable member started very well with a report that should be, and we should stick ourselves to that report. In fact, what he's now trying to do is still now in that Kamukunchi that he has just told us just a minute ago. So I hope the member will stick to the matter and stick. If we need a Kamukunchi to address some of these issues, what members are alluding here means that we may need a Kamukunchi, which is okay. We can have it there and debate some such. Otherwise, if we are true to ourselves and we are saying that we should follow our standing orders and the law, then let's do it, all of us, not the discriminatively. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I agree I was disorderly.
Thank you.
I agree, and I am going to be very orderly.
Thank you. Proceed.
And I want to inform members that I'm part of leadership now. We shall be canvassing these matters in an informal setup very soon. So, Major Leader, take up the challenge. Mheshimiwa Park, take up the challenge. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, honorable members. Honorable members, may I call upon the honorable DS who can contribute?
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I hope I will stick now to the debate.
I hope so.
Although it's a report that has been poked all so much, but I'll stand also with that committee that as a member of our business committee, in some instances we've denied that committee chance for that particular report. So For me as a member, I do understand some of the challenges, and we all know some of the challenges that we've had as announced for the last 3, 4, 5 months. We all know, so we cannot just castigate them for their report coming late. Madam Speaker, on the same, as members are being worried that PAC is bringing their 2022-2023 report late, theirs is an audited report. It is a report that has come from the Auditor General. Surprisingly, we've never had any financial statements from our finance committee that should come from now the CASIB. And that is where, as an assembly, we should be, in fact, more focused on getting those financial statements. They are very important. They are supposed to be coming yearly to this assembly yearly, and we've never had any, Madam Speaker. So on that one, I think with the CASIB now, they also need to, if they've already submitted their financial reports to the finance committee, well done, that's good. Then that way we can now be talking about the finance committee. But if they have not been submitted, Madam Speaker, I think that is an area that needs to be looked on. On the other issue, Madam Speaker, now that we still have pending bills, we've seen pending bills for the year 2022-2023, and we believe that we still have, they are still accruing. And there was a debate that we need to do something, especially on our staffs. Madam Speaker, I want to challenge these members, if at all we are all honest to ourselves and we are ready to face that challenge. Let's relook at our budget. We know recurrent budgets have ceilings, and it's only 2 or 3 weeks ago when we passed our budget. Did we allocate money for the same? That is the question we should be asking ourselves. Did you, as an assembly, did we allocate any money to pay those pending bills? The answer, Madam Speaker, will probably be no. So when we tell CASIB to pay that, where are they going to get this money to pay the staff? So if we are honest with ourselves and ready to cushion because these members of staff are also our brothers and sisters and friends, then as members we might be required to go back to our budgets and look at it and apportion money that will cut for the same in our first supplementary budget, so that now we may tell CASIB now to sort that our staffs, and by so doing we'll be doing justice to them. I want to believe that we will all agree that to face the consequences, but agree that let's treat our staffs with the dignity. If we retreat with them, if they write reports, let's get their right share when they do what they are supposed to do to us. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Diaz. That's a very important point you've raised, and it should be complied with. Honorable PK, Honorable Mbula. It's okay. It's okay. You can.
Thank you.
You can make your presentation after him.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Mine is to seek a clarification. Madam Speaker, according to County Powers and Privileges Act, it empowers you to make speakers' rules, where one of them is about the dressing code. Madam Speaker, when Honorable Joshua Mwonga was walking out, I've seen him, Madam Speaker, without socks. He just decided to sit there so that you may not see him. Madam Speaker, can you make a determination whether we can sit here without socks in the assembly? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, I don't know whether I'm on my shoes. Madam Speaker, I have shoes on, and I have seen the ankle socks, which he cannot see. I don't know why he's saying that I'm not having socks. Unless I'm ordered to remove my shoe so that he can see. And that will be punitive. And I wonder what he was looking at. Madam Speaker.
Honorable member, that's why I'm unable actually to make a decision here. There are socks called ankle socks, which you can't see when you have put your shoes. So unless we tell the honorable member to remove the shoes, which is not in order. So I want to assume that he is is dressed well. Thank you. All right. So can we proceed, members? And may I call Constant Bula, Honorable Constant Bula, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Finally, for catching my hand, although I addressed it 3 times, but it's good now you've given me this chance. My issue is on these pending bills. I thought at some stage we had talked and you said something, but everyone who speaks says about pending bills. It is quite serious. We have pending bills since 2023, 2024, as we come. But what surprises is we come here, we pass budget, and we pay things that came up last year or yesterday, and we forgot the ones which came up long time ago. The other day I met with a lady who said she supplied rice, foodstuffs in the last, I think, the last time, and up to now, she's waiting for 30 millions to be paid. And I kept wondering, this person is owed so much, and she's still on the road. Don't we care? Don't we know? Put yourself into somebody's shoes, because there are very many outside there. And it's like things have died, but somebody is still standing, but no way. She does not know where to go. She's not alone. I know we have one honorable member here who had those bills for a long time, but once she stepped in here, she fought her way, and she was paid after a very, very long time. Now, those people who have no chance to step in here and fight for themselves, what happens? Honorable Speaker, it's like we are saying, you take your firstborn to school, and when your secondborn comes, then you tell your firstborn to wait. Your sister has come. Let your sister go to school. What have you done to this firstborn who has stopped school because another one has come to be? So I think it is quite unfortunate. We keep on talking about pending bills. We come, we pass, and we are told it will be cleared. Then we move on with other new bills. Don't we feel mercy for these people? If I were owed 2 million, we are going far, I think I would have collapsed, because I have no other way of making that money. So let us be careful, let us be kind enough, and we should not just forget what other people have done. And we say we move on, because as we have food here, about the staff, I really feel pity. I have seen them borrowing, I have seen them go to places with us, and I have seen us come back here, and MCS are paid, and staff are left. And to make it worse even, I think we have a bit of better salaries than the staff when we consider our allowances. And these are the people we are telling, come, we go with you to Mombasa. After Mombasa, they get lost, and they're still with us here. It's quite unfortunate. Madam Speaker, I think we need to look into such matters. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mbula. That issue has really been addressed very well by the Deputy Speaker, and I think we deal with it that way. Thank you. May I invite Honorable Philip Ndolo to come and respond.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to thank members for healthy debates. And I also want to reply to some of the questions that have been raised. The issue of the reports, why they are late. I think Deputy Speaker has answered very well that we also closed, and we know members, we closed the assembly for a certain duration when these reports were supposed to be received. The other issue is that the report for year 2022-23 are ready for balloting. So they are waiting to be balloted. The other issue is about the report for financial year 23-24. We have started interrogating certain members. Like yesterday we had the Mavoko Water Company, and this week we're having other two groups that we are supposed to interrogate.
Okay.
And we are going to finish for 2024 by next week. As we have said, we only interrogate reports that we receive. So we are waiting for the report for 2024-2025. There was another issue that was raised why we are requesting our Excellency the Governor to intervene about the issues of why money is coming late. It is a national issue, and because the governors they meet, they can raise the issue to their meeting. The other issue is about that. I would like to really appreciate my committees, Madam Speaker. And if it is a matter of the reports that have been tabled here, my committee has tabled a lot of reports here. And the other issue is that my members always attend the committee almost 90 to 100%. My committee consists of 7 members. And like yesterday, it is only one member who is not feeling well that was not there.
Sure.
So, thank you for the work that they have done, and I would like to promise this House we are going to finish this report in the right time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kito. Honorable Philip Ndolo, for that good work. I now put the question that pursuant to a standing order 185, this House adopts the report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on financial statements of County Assembly of Machakos for the year ended 30th June 2022, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 8th July 2025. As many are of the opinion, say ayes. As many are of the contrary opinion, say nay. The ayes have it. The House adjourns to Tuesday, 15th July 2025 at 2:30 p.m. See you then, members.